I think of a statement piece as a kind of a form driver, typically, something that's not only a visual focal point, but also something that sort of a center of gravity that other designs start to gravitate around or to in some form. So I think having a real statement piece is obviously a big driver of everything else that we would do on a project. So the Green Room Landscape Architecture is a full-service landscape architecture firm in Phoenix, Arizona. We also work around the nation and around the world as well. The client was a local sports celebrity, NFL football player, very highly known and recognized in the Valley.
This client influenced the way we approached the project because he wanted to gather friends. He wanted something big that was artistic, making a statement of gathering. So that's how you end up with a 35-foot fire piece.
The design process always starts with hand sketching, a lot of trace paper or drawing on iPads even. But it all starts out very conceptual, very loose. So really the more we started sketching and tracing, the more design opportunities started to arise out of that sketching process. And then of course we take it into a rendering format so we can really visualize it to the client. The main form driver of the project was the sunken fire pit seating conversation area, which was shown in the back of the project. Which has some of the elements that kind of reflect into the pool and make for a nice triangular seating and conversation area between the pool, sunken seating area, and the hot tub, which are all adjacent to each other.
Pikus 3D is a pioneer of specialty concrete products where we make the components in our Utah facility and send them all over the nation. We were working with Matt. He had some initial concepts, and that results in having some edits as you change the file. It gets sliced and ultimately printed, and we happen to print all 22 of those pieces in one day. We hadn't done a fire feature of this size. We hadn't done a water wall that had to be flown over top of a structure. We hadn't printed to a steel plate before, which was later stitch welded. We hadn't done a infinity type water feature either. So all of these firsts were combined in a single project, and that in itself made it unique as well as fun and challenging.
The Guild team is part of 180 Degrees, and we specialize in metal, concrete, and wood projects, as well as anything that's art in the ordinary. It was really nerve-wracking to touching these pieces because we looked at them as pieces of art. So it took probably at least a few days just to get comfortable kind of being around something that's this precious. The constant collaboration from day one of the inception of the idea, understanding where the problems might happen, what challenges we might face. Those are early planning stages, and we try to do our best to plan for that, but there's always an element of the unknown that gets thrown later. So the tighter we're collaborating early on, the better we're able to resolve potentially a big issue or a small issue when it comes to, the 12th hour. It just goes to show you how talented the team is to be able to assemble and coordinate together just within our team.
It's really fantastic to see the whole project come together, especially when the plants start to grow in. It always takes a little bit of time for that. But even with the plants being small and insignificant at one point, the forms were so striking, and the reflections on the pool and just the whole atmosphere there, it really created a great experience overall. And just being in the backyard, feeling uplifted, enjoying the views, but also having functional space to actually, have the activities you want to do and comfortably in one area is really critical.
Stepping back and seeing it completed was incredible. It's just something, like I said, you don't see that every day.
There was a great sense of accomplishment in seeing these three unique statement pieces come together as the project concluded. I think that has to be one of the most exciting parts working at Pikus and working with the Green Room and 180 Degrees is because we're doing something that no one else in the world has done in this case, to see everything that the client wanted in his statement pieces come to life and have every final detail was an absolute joy.
You have to have kind of the right demeanor in this business to do this the right way. So to have a team that can troubleshoot on the fly and like 180 and Pikus both are very capable of doing, really make collaboration easy and fun on this case. So, and again, I think we can, the world's our oyster, and in my opinion, I think we can design about anything and pull it off with this team.
By coming together and sharing that experience as understanding where the overlaps need to happen is the most important part of any project. Working together and constant collaborating is going to allow us to really hone in and become a well-oiled machine.
This project gives me specific confidence that working with this team, we could accomplish just about anything. We can do any kind of statement piece, and we're looking forward to those projects in the future together.